Well, my name's 𝘼𝐻𝐼𝙎. I'm the musical director on this show, and I'm also playing the part of Jim McCartney, who's Paul and Michael's dad, and I'll also be playing the part of a new character which has been introduced, which is called Uncle Stan. Very different actually. So Jim he's a real father figure, but he's also a mother figure as well, because his wife Mary died when Paul was 14. So he sort of had to take on the role of both mother and father to both the boys and bring them up, which he did marvellously. You know, he did a great job of it. So he's quite a sort of nice character, quite a sort of warm character. As the other character, Stan, in a similar way, he's had to do the same because he's taken on the responsibility of a young girl when obviously her parents died when she was very, very young. So there's a lot of similarities where he's had to take on that role to bring up a young girl, but obviously he lost his job and he became an alcoholic and became quite verbally and mentally abusive towards Lucy. But there must have been a love in the beginning, because Lucy would have run away otherwise. So there's definitely a spark there that keeps them together, but at the same time he's quite nasty, and it's almost like he hates Lucy, but he doesn't. And Lucy clearly hates him, but at the same time, she must still remember that love that they once had, and for him to take on that responsibility at such a young age. So it's quite a very, very contrasting part, I think, really, to play in as far as both of them are concerned, as far as Jim's concerned, because they're opposites, but with a similar sort of interest. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how I can sort of bring both characters to life, really. Well, originally I was brought in as musical director, which I've done many times in television, films and stuff, and I was looking forward to that role. Then of course they needed a character initially for the role of Jim McCartney. So I'd read for that part, and obviously they offered me the part, which I was really looking forward to, and I loved it very, very much. But then what happened was, when the show was redone, they needed a backstory really on Lucy. They needed to explain why she is the person that she is. So obviously the character was created, and I was asked to play the character, which I absolutely jumped at the chance. What a fantastic opportunity. I mean, it's wonderful playing a nice guy, but to play a nasty guy, that's every actor's dream, isn't it? You know, it really is. So I'm very, very much looking forward to playing that part, and it's to give a bit of depth to the story. It's a part that's going to bring drama to the character. But when we did the play the last time, it was a great play, and I loved being part of it. It was wonderful. But part of the play, it did meander a bit, and there wasn't any real heavy drama in it. As this time there's going to be so much heavy drama. It's going to be great. There's going to be some really angry, nasty scenes, and I'm looking forward to it, because obviously I've known Jess for years. I've worked with Jess so much in the past, and she stays over at our family house, and we all love her to bits, you know. So to go from being really lovely friends to suddenly like hating each other on stage, and the beauty of it was being told, we want the audience to hate you. So that is something, I can do that. I can do that. So I'm looking forward to being hated in this case. That's been really interesting actually this time around, because it's a very hard job usually when you're bringing musicians together, because you can literally have the best musicians in the world, but unless there's a chemistry between them, it'll never be anything special. So working with the musicians in this show, I was surprised. I mean, obviously Marky's my son, so I already knew that he was up to the job. So to suddenly pull them all together, it was for me as a musical director, it was a dream come true, because I didn't have to tell them what they had to do. I just had to try and pull them together to do it together. And once that clicked, it was amazing. It was just like, wow. And there's such a great band that they've done gigs outside of the show. You know, they played the Cabin. You know, they played at the Liverpool Live Aid at the Adelphi. They've done the Waterloo Festival as the Moondogs band, and nothing to do with the theatre show. They're just a band in their own right, and they are just so good. So it's a real pleasure to work with them. And probably the biggest surprise is Jess, because Jess really, when she came into the show, she played guitar, but she was quite basic on what she did. So it was a bit of a worry of how we were going to try and bring her, you know, when you got 3 people who are really high up, and then Jess, who's really a beginner in a way, with not much experience in playing guitar. It was like, how do we keep it simple so that she can do it? So she would say, no, just show me what I need to do. So I'd show her how to do the song, then we go away. Next rehearsal she'd turn up and she's just nailed it. It was just unbelievable, and how much she came on. She's done fantastic, really, to suddenly go from almost like a beginner to playing with these, well, they are all professional standard musicians. You know, that's the beauty of this show, is the musicians are professional standard. So to have that, and obviously she just gelled in with the rest so well that it's fantastic. There's that chemistry, to me, is magic. And you can't force that, you can't buy that. It's either there or it isn't. And here it's in bucketfuls, it's wonderful. Oh, hell yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's something that I think with this business, you have to love it. It has to be in you, it has to be in your soul, and if it isn't, there's no point. You don't go into this industry to make money. Anybody who goes in to make money is a fool, because there isn't any money to be made. But you're creating something which is going to last forever. You're creating something which is special that people will remember for the rest of their lives. And it's just an experience to work with a team. And that's the big thing what I found with this production is it's not just somebody writing a play and then getting people to do the parts and then they go off and do other things. Everyone's invested in it, everybody's invested the time, and everybody's gone so beyond the call of duty, you know. And I love that. I love that camaraderie between everybody, and the fact that everybody wants to do the best, everybody supports everybody else. And that is such a wonderful feeling. That's special because you don't get that very often. So yeah, to be involved in something like this, it's something I've looked so much forward to doing again. And I can't wait. I just can't wait to get stuck in. It's wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. If they've seen it before, they'll know the basic outline of what the story's about. This time round, there's going to be a lot more drama, there's going to be a lot more intensity, which is going to take it to new levels, I think. I think there's going to be a lot of tears. I think there's going to be a lot of anger as well when people see, especially with Lucy and Stan, when they see that the whole reason Lucy is the way she is, the way she's edgy, she's snappy, she comes across as aggressive at times, almost like a bit of a tomboy who is almost looking for a fight. She's argumentative, she's snappy with people, and I think that is all down to her home life. You know, she's been through this terrible time. And as I say, it's very, very conflicted because it's not just a black and white story. It's not just like, yeah, Uncle Stan's a bad guy, Lucy's a good girl, and that's the conflict. There isn't. It's very deep, the story, because there is that love there, that there has to be that love there that's kept them together. But it's that love-hate relationship, and I think that's really special, especially as the character starts to develop, because you can see that Lucy wants to stand up, but she can't. She hasn't got the strength to do it, but she so wants to just tell him where to go. And then obviously, I won't spoil the story, but when it happens, it's special, it's good, and it's a thing where I think the audience will probably be cheering. And I think that's going to be a really, really good moment. Yeah.
Oh, that was really sweet. I never heard that. Oh.
Did you like that, Jess?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you can give me that 20 quid now.